Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an edition of Drizzle Sports. We've had a wacky week in sports. We had the home run derby, which the Aaron Judge, I think is his name, or Andrew Judge. Can't remember his real name, but anyway, the guy from the Yankees that apparently they think is some great new baseball player. I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but I think there are other players that are just as good as him. Um, so yeah, I don't think he's like anything spectacular by any means. Um, and then we had tennis, obviously. There was some great competition in that. Um, we've had NBA Summer League, um, which we've seen lots of displays of athletic achievement with that. Um, and we've had a lot of rumors and things going on in the NFL about um, the whole Colin Kaepernick thing still, which people are still kind of wondering more about that situation right now. Um, I think the NFL season is going to be interesting. I think the NBA season is going to be interesting because we've had all these new signings and different uh, teams really trying to catch up to the Warriors and the Cavs. I think that that's great that they should be doing that because I got to be honest, I don't want to see Cleveland and Golden State in the same finals year after year after year. I don't want to see that. That's total garbage. We want new teams involved in winning championships. We're tired of the Warriors and Cavs. We've got that so many times in the last few years. It's getting old, and frankly, let's not get into the Knicks because they are just a total mess. Phil Jackson is gone now. They bought him out. Um, they're trying to bring in the old GM for the Cavs to basically change the franchise supposedly for the better. But then you go ahead and you shell out a ridiculous contract negotiation and sign with Tim Hardaway Jr. Oh my god, I thought it was ridiculous what he was getting paid. I mean, it was like, oh my god, I think it was like 65 million or some ridiculous amount for like 6 years. Um, when really they could have just kept Derrick Rose and Noah, which would have been much cheaper and probably would have benefited them better. We don't really know what's happening with Carmelo Anthony. He wants to go to the Cavs. Um, if he does, I got to be honest, I'm not going to be rooting for him anymore because I can't stand LeBron. I really can't stand the Cavs one bit. So, yeah. Dwayne Wade obviously is going to eventually get bought out of his deal with the Bulls. We don't really know. Bulls roster is just terrible right now. There's no way they're going to win any more than 15 games. Oh, the old days. Old memories of when the Bulls were good. Man, I wish Jordan would just buy the Bulls or Scottie Pippen or Steve Kerr or somebody for the love of God from those championship years. Hell, even Rodman. I'll take Rodman, man. Rodman, come on, man. You were a big part of the Bulls in the 90s. Please save them. Somebody, for the love of God, because this idiot that's in charge in management sucks ass. As a Bulls fan, I can't tolerate this guy. He's horrible. He's just destroyed our team and our city, and he needs to be gone. He needs to be fired by next year. Same thing with the head coach. He's garbage too. I mean, how can you let Jimmy Butler go to the T-Wolves? And granted that you get some great young talent out of that deal, but you got to think about it. Jimmy Butler was your team. Who is going to be scoring points for you this year? Think about it, damn it. Bulls. Seriously. Anywho, and then we also had, in the recent few weeks here, we've had the Summer X Games, so we've got all different types of sports going on right now. Um, the NHL has already had their draft, and congratulations to the Pittsburgh Penguins on winning 2 straight Stanley Cups. Um, Other teams, come on here. We need to do something. We can't just let Pittsburgh win every year. Come on. Um, Baseball, like I said, we had the home run derby, which was kind of exciting. I watched part of that. That was interesting. Um, the year so far as teams, I mean, we've got some surprises. Most teams are just really trying to catch up to the playoff teams from last year. Um, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens here, but yeah. I mean, sports has been kind of interesting of late. Um, I think that most of the teams in the NHL drafted very well. And then, well, the Golden Knights got their roster in, so they're going to be starting NHL season in Vegas. So that's going to be history right there. We've never had a hockey team in Vegas before. And it really does look like the Raiders are moving to Vegas. It sounds like they're already have everything in play. And what do we think about some of the NFL contracts that have been shelled out recently as well? I think those players are being overpaid too. I think the NBA, the NFL, I feel bad for the hockey players because they don't get deals like that these other players do from the other sports. And I think that's unfair because they work just as hard as the other athletes do. Um, so yeah, and it is official. We're gonna get that fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. Uh, Again, I think it's just trying to sell tickets to something that's not going to even be that good. Um, Look at the Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather match, boxing match from a few years ago. That was total boredom. Honestly, I didn't think it was even good at all. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's really up to you if you want to waste the whatever it is. I think it's like $100 probably to order it. I don't even want to think about how much the tickets would be to go to it. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to give everybody a heads up that that is happening. That's already been talked about. The home run derby was pretty good, like I said. We're getting a lot of weird trades in the NBA right now, and crazy contracts being signed by football and basketball teams. So yeah, we're gonna have an interesting year for sports, definitely.